In our last video, we provided a solution to number 17 from our textbook and found that for a taxi ride that was 3.10 miles long, the fare would be $13.55, or that would be our prediction. I thought I'd show you something else our calculators are capable of doing. So I still have the same data from that problem entered into my graphing calculator in L1 and L2. What I want to do now is I want to turn a stat plot on so I can see the scatter plot for the data, so I can see visually that there is a significant linear correlation. We know there will be because we calculated an R value that's very high, 0.986. So I'm going to hit second and Y equals to get into the stat plots menu. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to highlight the scatter plot here. And my data is in L1 and L2, and we can pick the symbol we want. I do like that first one, so I'm going to leave it. Press zoom. We're going to go down to the 9th option, zoom stat. I'm going to press enter, and there is a scatter plot of our X and Y paired data, and we do see that from left to right, it definitely looks like it's trending upward, maybe leveling off just a little bit, but it does look like there's a very significant linear relationship. I'm going to get back out to the home screen by hitting second and the mode button. That's the quit function, so I like to say second quit. I'm going to hit the stat button. I'm going to go over to calc. I'm going to go down to len reg a plus bx that we were using. And this time I'm going to type in L1 comma L2, but I'll put another comma, and I'm going to tell the calculator where to put the regression equation. I'm going to hit the variables button, vars. I'm going to go over to where it says y-vars. I'm going to press enter right here on function. I'm going to choose y1. Now I'm going to press enter. And this screen looks no different than what we saw before. We see the 5.185. We see the slope 2.699, so times x. We see our value for r. But the one thing the calculator's done differently now is if I press y equals, it's typed my regression equation into the y equals editor for me with no rounding. So now I can hit graph. And I can see both the scatter plot of the data and this regression line, the line of best fit going through the data. That's the one we've used to make this predicted value here. In fact, I could go into my table and I could type in 3.10 and I could see that it comes out to be 13.55, which is what we found before. I just thought that might be a helpful little tidbit, some functionality, some things that your calculator is capable of.